This video goes over the different types of filters you can apply to 3D objects in Synchro. The most obvious and natural 3D filter in Synchro is simply the default 3D view. As you move the focus time through the Gantt chart, you will only see the 3D objects that have been built or the existing objects that have not been demolished. The first 3D filter we will talk about is the default same as task filter. This is very useful because it automatically replicates whatever task filter you have set up on the associated resources. For example, if we click on Started Tasks, we will filter the Gantt chart and the 3D view at once. Similarly, if we click on Finished Tasks, then we'll only see the 3D objects that are associated with finished tasks. Now let's deactivate the same as task filters 3D set and go back to exploring task filtering capabilities in Synchro. The key dates task filter, for example, filters the tasks by type, leaving only start key date and finish key date type activities, which are also known as milestone type activities. The 1 week lookahead and 2 week lookahead task filters will filter the tasks by lookahead duration that can either revolve around the data date or the focus time. Note that these lookahead filters can be customized and the lookahead duration can be changed. We can also activate the same as task filter 3D set while this filter is active to only show the resources that belong to tasks within this lookahead duration. The last automatically generated task filter we will talk about is the critical path filter. This filters the tasks by critical path and can be generated by right-click filter critical path filter. Now we will look at custom task filters. Let's add a new task filter and see what options are available to us. Let's call this custom filter. Synchro allows us to filter tasks by the following categories. We'll look at each one individually, but note that you can use any combination of any number of these categories in a custom task filter. The name and ID task filter allows us to filter tasks by name or ID. For example, let's type in the word module and we'll filter all the tasks that have this word in them. The date range filter allows us to set a date range and filter tasks that fall within that range. Notice how each time we click on a checkbox, a small tab appears at the bottom, and if we click on more than one checkbox, then more than one tab will appear at the bottom for us to customize. Let's look at the filter by status option. This option allows us to filter tasks by status types, plan, start, finish, or by the custom statuses if any custom status was created for that project. The Filter Tasks by Type option allows us to filter tasks by any of the following activity types. The Filter Tasks by Resources option allows us to select individual resources or resource groups and then filter the tasks that are associated with these resources. If risks are defined in your project, then you can filter tasks by risk. In addition, if companies are defined in your project, then you can filter the tasks by which company is doing the work. The Filter by Schedule option allows you to filter tasks by any of the following types. And of course, the Filter by Baselines option allows you to select any of the saved baselines in your project. If more than one calendar are defined in your project, then you can filter the tasks by project calendars. Although activity codes are not set up for this project, filtering by activity codes is one of the very common ways of filtering in Synchro. The same applies to filtering by task user fields. Now we can move on to the 3D sets filtering options. Let's create a new custom 3D set and call it Custom Filter, and then explore the 3D filtering possibilities. We've already seen examples of filtering by name, by task filter, by resources, by company, and by 3D. Let's look at an example of filtering 3D objects by user fields. For demonstration purposes, let's choose to filter by work package and input the value 2. Then let's activate the 3D set. Keep in mind that the location of the focus time is also considered when we're using these filters. Now let's change the filtering expression to greater than 2. The 3D view is now showing all the 3D objects belonging to work packages 3, 4, and 5. Now let's look at creating a custom 3D set based on a group of selected objects from the 3D view, and then updating this 3D set as you're working through your project. First, let's right-click Filters, Create Filter from Selected. Now let's say we're done working with Tower 3 and we want to remove it from our 3D set. All we have to do is select the tower from the 3D view and then right-click Filters, Remove Selected from Filter, or we can use the short key Ctrl plus Shift plus D. Similarly, if we want to add 3D objects or resources to our filter, we can just select these from the Resources tab or the 3D Objects tab and right-click Filters, Add Selected to Filter. Note that we can use these two features even when the filter is not activated. All you have to do is select the filter, then select objects and add or remove these objects from your filter. These two features are very helpful when it comes to managing your work on very large 4D models.